Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can get the best possible deal on a car before the year ends. So if you're not planning on purchasing a car right now, then this video is probably not going to be for you. But if you think that you might want to purchase a car right now, or you have to purchase a car right now, then you got to watch this video. Before we get into it though, as always, if you can save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And then if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Let's get into it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know exactly what vehicle you're purchasing, the model year, the make, the model itself, the trim package, and the options on that vehicle, so that you know exactly what that vehicle should be sold for. And I know that this might sound self-explanatory, but there's a lot of people that don't do this. Like, there's a huge group of people that'll basically just go to a dealership and they'll just look at vehicles that are in a broad category. They'll go, oh, I think I want a new pickup truck and I think I like Ford, so I'll go to the Ford dealership to look at pickup trucks. It's like a huge mistake, because if you go to the dealership with that in mind, then they're going to show you Ford pickup trucks, but you're not going to know how much those are actually going for on the market. And so then when you ask, hey, what's your best price? They're going to be like, oh, buddy, we're going to have you pay over retail because you did not research. And so this is super important. And like I said, even down to options, because there are certain options on cars that make the cars worth more money and that sometimes make the cars worth less money. The example I'm going to give, because this is a market that I've been researching quite a bit over the last little bit, is the Shelby GT500 market. So if you go and look at a regular Shelby GT500 that doesn't have the track pack, it actually sells for a pretty big market premium. But if you go look at a GT500 with the track pack, so it has carbon fiber wheels and a carbon fiber wing, it actually doesn't go for as much over MSRP on average compared to a regular GT500. And that's because, well, a regular GT500 is already an $80,000 starting price car, and most dealers are asking $10,000 to $20,000 over MSRP, which puts it up to almost $100,000. And then the track pack, right? Well, it's already a $100,000 Mustang, so like people are only willing to pay so much money for a Mustang. And on top of that, the carbon fiber on it is something that could get damaged very easily. And a lot of people are like, I want to actually drive the car. If I have a car with a ton of carbon fiber, I won't feel like I can drive it. And so this $18,000 package actually somewhat makes the car worth less, at least in conjunction to the markup over MSRP. So you got to know this information, because if you go into a situation you don't know this information, then you are going to way overpay for a car. Again, with that example that I gave, there are dealers that are asking $20,000, $30,000 over MSRP on GT500s with track packs, and at the same time there are dealers that are asking MSRP on those cars. So like, if you didn't do your research, then you could be one of those people that goes and pays a huge premium over MSRP for something that you shouldn't. I know, a weird example, but it's just because I've been researching that market. The next thing that you need to do is you need to have all of the financing already in place. So you need to know what your credit score is, what rate that you qualify for, how much money you're going to be putting down, and how much your loan amount is going to be on the car. You need to know all this information, because again, if you go into a dealership and you don't have all this information ready, then not only can the dealer show you a higher interest rate than what you qualify for, but they can also stuff a bunch of fancy product into your whole car purchase that makes it so you're going to end up paying more for the car at the end, because they'll pull the whole, oh, for only $10 more per month, I can get you this awesome protection plan. Don't look at the total price though. It's not like it raises your total, out the door price by $8,000. Don't worry about that. Just the $10 more per month. You can give up Starbucks once a month for this, right? That's the coffee clothes, right? They always pull something. So if you go in and you have everything already figured out down to the last penny, then you know how much the dealer should charge you. And this actually leads me to the next thing, is you need to know all of the fees associated with the car that you're purchasing. And I'm not talking about the dealer fees, I'm talking about the state fees. So most states have a tax, right, that you have to pay on a car, and then you got your title and license fee typically. Some states will have some sort of emissions fee, right? And then you also have maybe like a tire disposal fee, but you need to know all of that for your exact state. So then you know if the dealer is charging you items you shouldn't be charged for. And then so you can also know what fees are dealer fees and what fees are state fees. And then you can basically take that as the knowledge of, okay, if it's not a state fee, I technically don't have to pay it. I can negotiate it, right? If it's from the dealership, it ultimately is negotiable. State fees, well, take it up with your governor and see if they'll negotiate it off your car purchase. But that's the other part that goes along with the loan that lets you know how much you should pay in total. And, a lot of times lending institutions, if they're local, they'll know exactly, how much you are supposed to pay in total fees on a car. And so you can ask them, you can say, hey, I want you to calculate this loan with all state fees and with taxes as well, so that I know exactly what my out the door price should be at the car dealership, so that you don't overpay for the vehicle. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you need to not only research your local market, but you need to research markets outside of your market, because with everything that's happening right now, chances are your local market might not be the best market to purchase in, and it also conversely might not be the best market to trade your vehicle in if you have a trade-in, because certain markets are paying more for cars right now and certain markets are selling cars for less right now. And so you just need to do your research. And so if you find that within your market, dealers are paying slightly more for trade-ins, and then you find a vehicle outside of your market where dealers are asking less money because their market's not as hot, and this, by the way, happens all the time. It's just a little bit more obvious right now because of everything that is happening in the car market. You can take advantage of that, right? You can sell your car locally and then you can go buy a car not locally, or vice versa, depending on the situation. And so just research multiple markets so you can see what everything's selling for, so then you can put yourself in a position where, again, you get top dollar for your car and you buy whatever you're buying for bottom dollar. And this leads me to the trade-in side of things. So something that you need to do with your trade-in is, well, get multiple offers. So have multiple dealers appraise it so you can get, a rough idea of what different dealers would pay for it, and also get offers online. Like, we live in a world where we have the internet and you can literally get instant offers on your car from places like CarMax, for example. CarMax usually makes you take cars in, but the point still stands, right? You have a lot of these online retailers that'll just give you an offer on your car sight unseen. And so then this will give you an idea of what your car should be going for in the market. And to the point that I just made, don't be afraid to trade your car out of state, because I think that you'd be shocked with how much money you can get for your car with certain out-of-state dealers. I'm still currently working on a deal, so I can't quite talk about it yet, but what I can tell you is, with the deal that I'm working out on a car that I'm purchasing, I literally got offered $4,000 more by an out-of-state dealer on my vehicle than what I got in state. And I happen to live in a state that has a pretty hot market with the car that I am trading in. And so it just goes to show, right? If you basically just go out of, like I said in the last point, if you go out of your market and if you get multiple trade-in offers, then you'll know not only what your car is worth, but you'll be able to get a lot more money for your car because you'll be able to find the dealer that'll pay the most amount of money for it. The next thing you need to do is research the dealership process so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, especially if you haven't purchased a car for quite some time. So you know that some of the stuff that the salespeople say to you, or the managers, or the finance manager, right? You don't want to be in a situation where you feel like you have to say yes to something that you don't actually want to purchase that isn't going to give you value. And I think another part of that is just knowing how much the cost of everything at a dealership is if you think you're going to add anything to a car. So like, you need to know how much warranties are going to cost. You need to know how much any sort of like aftermarket plan is. And I guess that the rule of thumb I'm going to give in today's video, because the month is going to be over pretty shortly and you might not have enough time to get all of the numbers, is, well, if you can't get an idea of what the cost is on an item, then probably just say no, because I would go ahead and say that buying nothing is better than overpaying for something. But if you have time, research into the cost and everything, so then you know, okay, this particular type of warranty, aftermarket warranty, if I want to get extended coverage on my vehicle, costs this much, so this is how much I should pay at the dealer. And if the dealer tries to sell it to me for this much, then they're just trying to make money off of me. And so that's why researching the dealership process and the cost of things at the dealership will also help you out quite a bit. And also that goes to the accessory side of things too. This is a place where people will consistently overpay, is on accessories. Like maybe someone will buy a pickup truck and they want to put different tires and wheels on their pickup truck. Well, you need to research the prices on those individual tires and wheels as well. Like, don't just trust that the dealer is going to give you a good deal, because chances are they're going to sell you the tires and wheels at a markup. And so you just got to know everything that's associated with the car purchase, like how much it costs, so that you don't overpay for anything. And then finally, the last thing you need to do is hopefully put yourself in a mental state where you don't feel like you have to buy a car. Now, I know at the beginning of the video I said that this is for people that are going to buy a car at the end of the month because they need to buy a car or because they feel like they really want to buy a car, but I think that it's always best to not be in that situation, because once you feel like you have to do something, then that's where you can frankly be taken advantage of, to where you're going to spend more money than you should, because you're just going to keep pushing to, finalize the transaction transaction. And then that's where the dealer knows, oh, yep, we got you right where we want you to be, because you feel like you have to leave with this car today. Like, if you can put yourself in a situation where, like, it would be awesome if you bought at the end of this month, but it's not a deal breaker, then I think that that's the best possible situation. So then if the deal isn't exactly what it should be, then you can step away. And I think that this is the best possible case scenario. So that's going to sum things up for our video, talking about the checklist of things that you should do before you purchase a car before the end of the year, if you're in that situation where you feel like you have to get a car. So hopefully that helps you out. And with that being said, again, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe, because I post content every single day. I'll see you.